Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another JamieP reaction. Today we have another one requested by Senpapi in the members producer queue. Senpapi loves throwing stuff in from Jamie, as well as basically the whole crew of Flavor Foley, and this is apparently Greatsword, Love is Fire from the 2021 album of JamieP's, and apparently is the first and maybe only song, I don't know if it's the only one, where Jamie sang themselves. So that's going to be cool to hear and way different from the usual Vocaloid stuff I'm expecting out of Jamie. But that just means I have more to look forward to, so I suppose without further ado, let's hear what this sounds like. Let's go! Man, I started quiet. I thought I broke something. But it's getting there. It's building.
There's a fire burning within me. Keeps me safe from what hurts me. That's why it started. This burns in my heart now. All cauterized and scarred up. Doesn't do much more than murder. And I still fight as much as I'm able. Held up by Greatsword. I can't hide all the pain felt. I'm a stalwart soldier, kept warm by a fire. Can burn so gentle.
Those notes.
When I get done fighting, I'm a lover, I'm a soldier struggling.
That's very Porter Robinson, like something comforting. The vibe of the song isn't quite Porter though. Might be the same key.
Keep me safe right by your side.
Okay, Jamie.
If I'm playing with fire, I'm down to get burned. I know there's more than the surface. I can learn to love you. You'll burn to fuel me. There's more to the flame than the pain. Come and be my flame.
Kind of vibing with the beat structure in this one.
So much fighting before.
Very fun, very free.
There's a lot it's good for. Destruction and healing. Forging Greatsword.
The very staccato synth lead in there is like, usually I would be like, that's a weird choice, but it fits this song remarkably well. I mean, Jamie, you should sing more often. Like, obviously there's a lot of like auto-tune and touching up to this, but that in itself is kind of a vibe, you know? I can tell that Jamie knows how to sing. Because, like, even if you don't know how to sing, you can carry a tune. Ooh. Yeah, that is also very Porter. That pluck is very Porter. Ooh. Ooh. Kind of detuning there. All right, Jamie, what the hell? You don't sing as much as you should. So I kind of want to do the thing of digging more into why this feels like Porter Robinson for those who might also have that same sentiment, and also suggest something to Jamie going forward. I am interested in a particular approach to the vocals here that I want to see Jamie do. But first, why does it sound like Porter Robinson, right? So that step down note, the specific step down sequence of notes, having that exact thing, that's very Porter. And it's very like look to the sky specifically from Something Comforting. That's the vibe that this song gives to me. Almost exactly the same kind of thing. Definitely in hindsight, I listened to them side by side, different like keys going on here, but again, very similar in how they're approaching these step down vocals. It's just very Porter. Porter does that a lot. It's easy to sing, it's easy to produce, it's easy to deal with vocally, and easy to adjust if you need to adjust your vocals. Porter necessarily isn't the best singer out there either, but again, can carry a tune, can definitely be confident in it, and the adjustments made are very easily handled when you're stepping down, because electronically, if you're adjusting for that, that's natural for any sort of auto-tune process to handle. Those are very firm notes and they're very sequential, so you can just kind of do that, you know, very easy to deal with. So that's kind of why this feels that way. And I'm not sure if that was intentional by Jamie at all, but it definitely gives the Porter Robinson effect. That said, that's the other thing I want to talk about here, the Porter Robinson effect. I would love to see Jamie mess with Jamie's voice and do the thing that Porter did, especially back in the World's days, where he was doing a lot of pitching up his own voice, finding that sweet spot in pitching up the voice. Everybody has that, by the way. It is just a frequency thing. You basically need to find this specific window. Porter found his, Jamie can find theirs, where like their voice sounds perfect and like a different person without sounding like it's tuned up or anything. Truly, you can definitely tell that it is, but you can't tell who it is. That's the goal there. There is this frame of like just a few semitones where if you pitch your voice up enough, you can sound like a different person to the point of it naturally resonating with your existing voice. And you can find that. Anyone can find that. It exists for all people. Same thing on the lower register as well. If you want to take your voice and drop it down, there is a specific window where it sounds really good, but you have to find it. So that's what Porter did in the World stuff and figuring out where his voice lands and using that as kind of like, I don't know if it's like an avatar of sorts where like that's their singing voice. I think that Jamie could do honestly the same thing, and it would kind of bridge this gap between Vocaloid and their own natural singing voice. If they're uncomfortable using their own, they could do that, find their perfect profile up in that higher range in the semitones and just, you know, use it, you know, like I would love to hear what Jamie does with that sort of approach. There's so much flexibility up there. Again, it helps because it's all electronically adjusted with the a use of any sort of auto-tune or Melodyne to be able to step down certain notes. It's very literal. It's kind of like binary in that way where it's just you get a note, you hold it. It's really easy to stretch those out and stuff like Melodyne. It's really easy to step those down and just keep that sort of process going. That's why Porter Robinson sounds so good in their production, because he's focusing so much on just getting that figured out, and he found it early and used it and abused it, and we all love it. That's why Porter is so popular. I think that Jamie has the potential to do very much the same thing if they ever wanted to, but I don't know if that's their goal either. It's just something to think about. If Jamie happens to watch this video and hasn't considered that, give it a shot, Jamie. I think it would sound sick as hell, and again, bridge that gap of Vocaloid versus producing and singing yourself. It would be really cool. The song's vibe too, completely different in my opinion from Porter. I'm not trying to do like a one-to-one, they're basically the same person. That's not what I'm saying here. This song had a completely different energy to it, and it felt very much more like Jamie. I did love that pluck, the different approach here, those stings, that synth, like how aggressive that was. Why, like that shouldn't work as a lead, and I'm surprised it did, and I think it sounds sick as hell, but it's like, this wouldn't have worked with any other person, I don't think. Keeping something this stripped down comparatively, it was basically just a beat and this one synth. There wasn't much else going on there. Maybe a bass, that was it, you know, like very, very bare bones, but it worked because it's Jamie, and Jamie's been doing this for so long. They know exactly what works and how it fits and flows, and didn't put too much in here when it didn't need it, and it just feels good. don't overdo things, but definitely don't go the like super minimalistic approach unless you know what to keep and what not to keep. Because otherwise, this song, if this was done by somebody who didn't know any of that, none of the experience, would have sounded completely empty because they wouldn't have known how to produce it to that specificity. They wouldn't have been able to figure out that happy medium, that fine line of minimalism versus production quality, and when and where to add things and take things away. That's something that Jamie has that not a lot of people do, and Jamie nailed it for this one. But again, I would love to hear what else Jamie can do with their own voice. It's just a matter of how comfortable Jamie is doing so. I would love to hear Jamie do that whole Porter Robinson effect, trying to raise their voice up into a different register, seeing what happens there, using that as a voice for a few songs instead of just doing Vocaloid stuff all the time. As much as I love Vocaloid and I love certain vocal banks, like I love Eleanor, for example, really fun. Gumi's awesome. I love a lot of them. Teto is currently my favorite. I'm one of those people. Vocaloid's there, you know, like it's really cool. I want to hear more. But also I would love to hear Jamie experiment in that sort of Porter Robinson vocal approach and seeing what they can do with that, you know? It's just part of me as a nerd wants to hear what Jamie could do with that. But I've been yapping way too much and way too long about this one, so thank you all so very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want to request something else, by all means, drop in the comments below. Or if you want to guarantee that I listen to something, much like JamieP did for this one, you can always go to my Patreon or my YouTube memberships. There's a tier that will force me to listen to whatever you want me to listen to. Doesn't matter who it's by, what it's from, if it's good or bad, none of that matters. That's why it's a guarantee. But if you don't want to do any of that, and maybe just want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that, and I will see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!